Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my second video of recording. It's been a while I recorded again because I was quite busy, but I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. So without wasting much time, let's start with today's analysis for the week. So we are starting with US oil. Okay, we are starting with US oil, and that's the 1 hour time frame. You know what? Let's go to the 4 hour time frame. Let's get a bigger perspective of what's happening. All right, so right from here, I can see a double bottom brewing. Actually, it has already happened, right? I can see a double bottom right here. So right from there, because I can see the double bottom, I'm going to switch to maybe a bigger time frame. Let's say daily time frame, right? So let's get to the daily time frame. Correct. That is correct. Yeah. So you can see here in the daily time frame, US oil has formed what we call the double bottom, right? So it price drop from here to here, right? It went up here, came down back, and then went up again all the way to this place. Okay, so this is what we call the double bottom, and this is a sign that the market's about to rally up, right? And then there's also another point, which is mostly you would have to wait. You see, when the market formed the double bottom, you can see that we are now staggering around the neckline. So this is the neckline, right? I think I placed the horizontal line here. So you can see here, this is the neckline. Where the blue, you can see this horizontal line, right? Around here. I would say I'll consider this as the neckline. Why is it the neckline, right? This is the W pattern, right? And this is the point at which we are waiting to see if the market is able to break above this point. Once the market is able to break above this point, then we know that we are going in all bullish. Okay, we are going in all bullish on US oil from here all the way. Where are you? Yeah, from here all the way to the trend line. Okay, so this is our swing analysis on US oil. Okay, this is our swing analysis on US oil, which is, let's see if the market, if we're able to get an H4 candle, which is the 4-hour candle, right, break above this neckline and close. So one thing you have to keep in mind is it's not just going to break above it, but it's going to break above and close above this neckline. Then we know that, okay, we are in for buys, and then we are going to probably be looking out for buys from this point all the way to the probably to the psychological level 73.5, and if possible to the trend line. Okay, so that's our analysis for swing trades on US oil, right? But let's come down to the lower time frame and let's see if we can catch any moves on the daily basis, like for our day trading. Okay, so for day trading, let me go ahead and delete this guy. For day trading, you can see here US oil. US oil has been moving bullish, but then once it got to this major resistance has held for years, right? So if I should move to a higher time frame, you realize that this major resistance has held for about 2 to 3 years now. Okay, so once price was moving high and high, right, and it got to the major resistance, what happened? It dropped. And that makes sense because this is a major resistance. Before we break it, we would get a lot of consolidation or a lot of activity, up and down activity here before we finally get a break. So it's okay, it makes sense that once market got to this point, it broke down all the way to this level. But this is also this $60 per barrel price point. It's just serving as like a major support that is going to help us push and break above this major resistance here. So I'll be looking at these 2 points, this point and then this point. So looking at the daily trading, right, it looks like US oil is going to be moving between these ranges, right? And then once it gathers enough momentum, I'm looking at it breaking above this level, right? I'm more biased towards the bull side. I'm believing that US oil is going to break above this level, and if not, then it's going to break below this level and go lower. So all I'm going to do is, if it comes down here, I'm going to buy, and probably wait for confirmations along these lines. And once you get an H4 candle or a daily candle, break above this level and close above it, then we'll be bullish, and then we are going to buy US oil and hold it from here all the way to the sideways level or even to this trend line. All right, so that's our analysis for US oil. So yeah, on the day trading, all I'll say is once it comes down here, just buy. Once it gets to this point, just wait for confirmation, and then once we break above it, then you join the buy trend, and then we ride it all the way to the top. Okay, so that's our analysis on US oil. I think US oil is pretty much simple. Now let's go to BTC. Okay, so yeah, this is BTC. Okay, this is the 4 hour. I've been trying to buy BTC, right? So when BTC was around this price point, I immediately realized that BTC would be going to 100K, right? And BTC has broken above 100K. So all I'm going to do now is, right, as you can see here, you can see before BTC got to 100K, what happened? There was a little bit of consolidation. As you can see, there was a little bit of consolidation. I can even move this all the way here, right? There was a little bit of consolidation. And once we broke above it, so you can see, once we broke above it, what happened? We went all the way to the top. Okay, so that's the same thing that I'm expecting. I'm expecting BTC to get to 109,300. So all I'll do is bring my horizontal lines here, right? And you can even see I have an alert here to buy BTC when it gets to this price level. So this is all I'm going to do. I will just wait for BTC to come down here, right? If BTC is able to come down here, fine, then I'm going to buy. If not, once BTC breaks above this line, which it looks like it's going to do very soon, there's 1 hour more for this 138 minutes for this candle to close. So once BTC, I see a bullish candle here in the 4-hour time frame, right? Break and close above this line, right? Then I'm going to be more bullish on BTC, and then I'll hold it to this point or even hold it till it goes even higher. Yeah, so that is my analysis on BTC. Yeah. Yeah, that is my analysis on BTC. I think that would be all. It's very clear BTC is going all the way to the top. And I think this is the all-time high at the moment. So it looks like BTC is going to be breaking the all-time high very, very soon. Probably within this week. Yeah, it looks like it's going to break the all-time high within this week. Okay. And now let's go to gold. This is gold. Gold is a little bit tricky. I'm trying to avoid gold on a daily basis. Just trying to buy and hold gold as a long-term investment, more on the swing side, right? So I'm trying to trade gold on the swing side because gold is highly volatile. And looking at this week, I don't know how gold is going to react because it looks like China and US have gone into some kind of trade deal. So the tariffs are no longer like posing any threat to investors. So investors are pulling out from gold and then going back to the US stock market. And as you can see, it's evident that NASDAQ has been highly bullish. So it makes sense that investors are pulling out of gold and now going into what the US stock market all over again. So you can see NASDAQ has been highly bullish all this time, and gold has been what's bearish all this time, as you can see, because I think China and US are now coming into some kind of agreement on the whole tariff situation. Yeah, but nevertheless, we are traders, so let's look at what we need to do. All right, so what I see is gold might do another pullback, right, and come back to 3,128.96 price level to form a double bottom. So this is what I'm looking at. That gold will probably come down. Gold is trying to form a double bottom. So hopefully within this week, let's see if gold is able to pull back down to this level where it had already retested. And once it's able to pull back down to that level, then I would buy and hold gold all the way to the top. right above the previous all-time high. So, okay, so let's see, but gold could also not come down again and trade higher and higher. But let's see. So what is going to happen is I'm going to wait, right? Gold is now within this box, and this box is very dangerous. This box is like between the 50 to 60 fib, right? So I drew this box based on the Fibonacci 2, right? I just took it from here, point A to point B, right? And you can see this box is within what the 50 to what 60 fib and 50 to 60 fib. So the rule is that when market moves, right, anytime there's an impulsive move, right, the market is going to retrace up to 50 to 60% of the entire move, right? So you can see market moved very, very bullish, right, all the way to this price. And then when it was done, it retraced all the way towards the 50 fib, went back up, came all the way again, slapped through the 50 fib, back down into the 60 fib, and even coming near to the 70 fib, right? And here is looking like a major support now that gold is going to use to rally all the way back up. So all I'm expecting is if we break above this box, right, then I'm going to go all bullish on gold and hold it till we break above what the all-time high price level. But if not, then I'm going to wait for gold to come down again to this level, and then I'm going to buy and hold gold till you break above the all-time high. Okay, so that's my analysis on gold. I don't have any plans of trading gold intraday, in the sense that trading gold as a day trader, no, because I don't know how it's going to react. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it might just be choppy, or it might break above this level. And once it breaks above this level, then that's when I'm going to go in and then hold. But if it comes down, then I'm happy because it gives me more pips when I buy here. Yeah. And I'll also just keep one small note in mind, which is now that the US and China have reached an agreement, it means gold when it comes to this level, right? Just wait for a couple more confirmation, double check to see if there are no candles trying to come and break below this level. Because once you see a candle break below this level, right, and close below it, break the trend line and close below it, then we should know that, okay, probably our buy setup is no longer valid and we should be looking at sells. Okay, so that's just one thing to keep in mind. Okay, so that's it on gold. Then now let's go to NASDAQ. All right, so this is NASDAQ. As you can see, NASDAQ has been bullish, and I drew the trend line. I've been waiting for NASDAQ to kind of retrace, touch the trend line so that I could join the bull trend, but it hasn't happened. NASDAQ hasn't had any major retracements so far, as you can see here from this whole move. NASDAQ hasn't retraced so far. It hasn't made any significant retracements. It does a little bit pull back, and that's it. It doesn't retrace heavily for you to get an entry. But I could have still taken an entry though, but I was just trying to be conservative. Yeah. So for NASDAQ, I think it's about time I just joined the trend because I've been missing out a lot, and I've been waiting a lot trying to see if NASDAQ is going to pull back down and touch the trend line so we can enjoy the ride all up, but no. So I am going to draw these two horizontal lines, right? One thing I can do is I can wait for NASDAQ. Okay, I can wait for NASDAQ to come down to this horizontal line and then buy, or I could buy NASDAQ right where the price is and then hold it all the way to this all-time high price and even higher. And then if I should buy it at the current price, all I'm going to do is put the stop loss right below this level, right? So that at least I can protect myself. Because I know definitely NASDAQ is going to play around this zone before finally rallying all the way up to the top. So I'll just put my stop loss right below this level and then hold NASDAQ all the way to the top. So what am I going to do next? Probably go in with like 2 trades, right? NASDAQ looks very bullish. So I'll probably go in with 2 trades. First one going to close at the all-time high, and the next one I'm going to close probably around this price level after we broke the all-time high and move set a new all-time high, then that's when it's going to close. Yeah. So this is my analysis on NASDAQ. Yeah, I doubt NASDAQ is going to come all the way down to this level. I think if you can, just go ahead, buy, and put your stop loss right below this level, then it should be good. But if not, and you still want to wait, just wait. But I don't think it will go to this level. I think NASDAQ might come to this point. Okay. Worst case scenario, maybe even come down to this point and then we'll go back all the way up. Yeah, so maybe I might stack. So I might have my first entry here, right? Second entry might be somewhere here in the middle, and third entry might be like somewhere here, right? And then probably a last one, which I'm going to place here. But then I don't know if the markets will probably come to this level. I doubt. I don't know. But let's see if it comes. Fine, that's great. If not, we are also okay. But yeah, that's my analysis on NASDAQ. And yeah, so we've done US oil, BTC, gold, NASDAQ. Yeah, these other pairs, I don't know. I've not really taken a deeper dive into them. I've just been looking at them and observing how they are forming, but I've not really done any major analysis on them. So probably in my spare time, I'll do another major analysis on these other pairs, but let's see if we can get some opportunities from there. But until then, I'm sticking to my four main guys: gold, US oil, BTC, and NASDAQ. And let's see what opportunities they present to us. Yeah, this week is going to look very nice. So let's not rush any trades. Let's just wait for our setups to play out nicely, and then we'll go for a nice ride. Yeah, that's it on my end. Thank you for entertaining my video all the way to this point. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks, like, subscribe, comments, and I'll see you in the next video.